Welcome to the Movie Pick, where my dad and his co-host do a deep dive on their favorite movies and all the things they love about them. Hope you enjoy this week's Movie Pick, recorded in Jet Studios, and give us a rating, but only if it's a good one.
Just like in baseball, I've got moves you've never seen.
So this movie is the curveball of our baseball movies. So can't just keep throwing heaters. Can't keep throwing fastballs and movies that everyone expects. Like when you Google baseball movies, this is not the movie that pops up.
Nope.
This has the hidden.
But it
baseball.
has an MLB team in it.
It does. The now terrible White Sox as we record this. But so this was 97. And the Florida Marlins beat the then Cleveland Indians in only their fifth season of even being in existence, which is a really big deal. Like to go from an expansion team in 93 to winning it all in 97. So good for those Marlins. But like we said, 97, this movie had a $38 million budget and made around...
That's a lot.
Yeah, but it made around $300 million.
Okay.
Yeah, so it did really well.
Yes.
But I think you had the top 5 total of the box office for us, right? Like not the dollar amounts, just the top 5 movies.
Okay, cool. So at number 5, drum roll, please.
Okay.
Where's your drum roll?
Oh.
Great job.
Yeah.
Number 5, Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
That makes sense.
Number 4, Air Force One.
Oh, so that was when, so 97, you said A New Hope.
Yes.
97, that's when they started doing the re-releases and adding like little scenes.
Jar Jar Binks and stuff?
No. 99 was Jar Jar. 97 was, I went to theaters to see that, New Hope. They added like an extra scene with Jabba the Hutt. And so everybody was going crazy. Like there were new scenes that were added for the first time in 20 years. So that was number 5, A New Hope. What was number 4?
Air Force One.
Love that movie. So that's 2 Harrison Fords. So
Yes.
You got Star Wars, A New Hope, and then you got Harrison Ford with the, what is it? Get off my plane. I think is his quote in that movie. I love Air Force One. I've seen that a bunch of times. Gary Oldman.
I think I've seen it like once.
Oh, Gary Oldman was a great villain. She's a great villain.
Is this one you're going to make us watch later?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I love that movie. Yeah.
Well, then you're going to love number 3. It's your bestie. Liar,
Okay.
liar.
Liar, liar. It was Jim Carrey's return to form. So he had done like all of his comedies and all that stuff, and then he tried to go a little darker with The Cable Guy in 96. And then 97 comes around and he's like, okay, I need to go right back to what I was doing with the Ace Ventura and the Dumb and Dumber and all that stuff. But a little more serious now. Like Liar Liar is a little more serious than some of his other stuff. But anyway, okay. So that was number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Number 2 is Lost World, Jurassic Park.
Classic. Yeah.
And then number 1, Men in Black.
That's another great. That's one that's on the list. That fit like we were talking about with A League of Their Own, where Madonna had the theme song and she was also in the movie. Will Smith was known for that. Like he would have the theme song and be in the movie. He had the big Men in Black song.
But I bet you can't guess what number 6 is.
I hope it's Austin Powers.
My Best Friend's Wedding.
Oh, is it really? Good
Yes.
for them. Good for them. I know this was 97 was also the first year of Austin Powers. It's when the first Austin Powers
It's on the
came out.
list,
Yeah.
but no. My Best Friend's Wedding.
This is one of the most successful rom-coms of all time.
10 million less than the Star Wars 4.
Yeah, that's a big deal. It's a big deal. So this movie, getting right into it, the runtime, 1 hour and 45 minutes. I would at least trim off 3 minutes of that. And
I would agree.
I would tell you exactly where I would trim it off.
The boat scene?
No, the
Okay.
beginning scene.
Oh, because you hate musicals.
No. It's not that I hate musicals. That musical number had nothing to do with the movie.
No, it was just getting you in the wedding spirit.
I guess.
And what they were willing to do to get a man.
So I felt this way the whole time, but it was proven to me today when we watched it with our daughter, and she's watching the movie with us, and she's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Exactly, thank you." I didn't know if it was just
You
me.
felt justification?
I did, because I know there's certain things that most guys will watch a movie like this and not appreciate that a lot of women will. And I didn't know if that was just one of those things. Like maybe there's, just that type of scene that you would get into and I wouldn't. But
I did like it.
well, okay. I thought that could have
But
been
I
cut off.
agree. it's setting a tone, but otherwise there's no point.
Yeah. Now the IMDb rating on this 6.4.
I'd give it a little bit higher than that.
I would too. So I wrote down just some of her other rom-coms. Talking about Julia Roberts, in case you didn't know.
Oh, okay.
So some of her others: Pretty Woman, 7.1; Notting Hill, 7.2; Runaway Bride, which I am not a fan of, 5.6; and Ticket to Paradise, which was the one that came out like 3 years ago with George Clooney.
Oh, yeah, the horrible jumpsuits.
Yes, was 6.1.
Oh, yeah, I'll agree with that one in particular. The rest of them, I feel like she gets a bad rap for rom-coms then on IMDb ratings.
Exactly. I thought, which I mean, those are also well loved. Like Runaway Bride is well loved.
Yes.
Like I didn't enjoy it, but it's well loved. Notting Hill's my favorite on that whole list, and it's actually the highest rated on the whole list. But it's also because I love anything with Hugh Grant in it. Almost like that guy knows how to make me laugh. But either way, this was right in the middle of her rom-com ratings, and I thought it should have been on the high end.
Agreed.
Of her ratings. So the director of this was a guy named PJ Hogan. Not really a ton of stuff that I've watched. Like looking at his IMDb, I've seen the 2003 Peter Pan. That had like, I can't remember the guy's name, Jeremy something. He showed up on Friday Night Lights at some point. And then he did this. I think what he's mainly known for is this and a movie called Muriel's Wedding, which came out in '94.
And it had somebody from this cast in
It was I think one of the sisters or one of
Oh,
the
yeah, one of the
girls.
Nashville sisters.
She was
the
the
Nashville
main-
cousins.
Yes, she was the main character in Muriel's
She was
Wedding.
also on 6 Feet Under, I believe.
Was she? Okay.
Rachel something.
Now, getting to it, going over the cast a little bit, we've got a lady named Julia Roberts.
My twinsy.
Does remind me a lot of you,
You know
especially
why?
in the face
You know
shape.
why?
Why?
One, I don't have a big as smile as she does. I laugh as loud as she
No, I mean,
does.
yeah, you do laugh as loud as she does. Not many people have as big of a smile.
But she and I have something in common.
Thanks.
Besides the red hair. Yes.
Y'all do
The
have the-
angry
yeah,
vein.
y'all
We
do
have
have
an
the-
angry vein in the center of our forehead.
Well, y'all also have the same facial structure. Like y'all's structure is very similar. What's weird is if you go back and you look at her IMDb at this point in time, she needed this hit, which sounds weird because you think of certain actors like your Brad Pitts, your George Clooney's, your I mean, I'm just going over the Ocean's 11 cast, I guess, but Tom Cruise's, we'll get outside Oceans, Julia Roberts, Sandra Bullock. Like you think of those on this echelon of not needing hits. Like they've got so many that it's just like a formula for them. It's just, they're just churning them out.
Well, now she's that way.
Yeah. But you look, okay, I'm going to go over two different time frames for her leading up to this movie. 89 to 93. Okay. Still Magnolias. Why did I say that so weird? Still Magnolias. Pretty Woman. Flatliners. Sleeping with the Enemy. Hook. And Pelican Brief.
Ooh.
So, I mean, that's a good run, though. It really is. Like, they were successful box office. She was getting good credit for them, all that stuff. Then we hit I Love Trouble, Ready to Wear, Something to Talk About, and Mary Riley.
I don't know any of the something to talk about. I might have seen.
It wasn't good. Like I think it was the one with Dennis Quaid. I Love Trouble, I think, was with Nick Nolte. Either way, these movies weren't working. There's a reason why we're not familiar with it. That was her like 3 years right before My Best Friend's Wedding. So, we talk about like baseball players sticking with being in a slump. She was in a little bit, not of a tabloid slump. We'll talk about that. She was not in a tabloid slump. She was in a movie slump, though.
She beat some big people for it too.
She did. And so this movie came at a perfect time for her to have a really big hit, So now I don't get into their personal lives that much.
I do.
You do. So what do you have on the personal life of Julia kind of at this time of what was going on with her?
Would you like me to go in yearly order?
Sure.
Because our friend Julia was looking for love in all the wrong places.
She was.
Now,
She
it
was.
worked out for her.
Now, there's one of them I distinctly remember. And
I know you're gonna.
even as a kid, I was like, really, Julia?
Okay, first of all, when she starts out in her career, which is the not
Late 80s.
late 80s,
Yeah.
Liam Neeson.
Did not know that.
She dated him for a while.
Okay.
Then she got, after Still Magnolias, she got engaged to Dylan McDermott.
From this?
Oh, no.
Oh, I get
The
them
Dylans
mixed
mixed
up.
up.
I get the Dylans mixed up. So
Yeah,
Dylan
Dylan
McDermott, not
McDermott
Dermot
was
Mulroney.
from
Yeah.
Still Magnolias.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. I get them mixed up. And they are kind of doppelgangers for each other. Names
So
and looks.
she gets engaged to Dylan McDermott.
Okay.
Cancels that out. Says
Okay.
never mind.
Okay.
Then she gets engaged to Kiefer Sutherland.
I knew that.
Breaks up with him just a few days before their actual wedding.
Yeah.
So the runaway bride situation really probably could have happened for her.
Yeah.
So then she takes a small break. She marries Lyle Lovett.
I knew that. That's the one where even as a kid I was like, really?
What?
Yeah.
2 years.
No offense,
They were
Lyle,
married
if
2
you're listening,
years.
buddy. No offense. It's just everybody thought that.
They were married 2 years. She also dated Matthew Perry in 95.
Knew that because that's when she showed up on Friends.
Is it?
Yep.
I was curious about that.
That's when she did her guest appearance on Friends. Great episode. Stole his clothes.
Yes. She dated Benjamin Bratt.
I knew that. I remember that.
She was with him for a few years.
Yeah, that's why I remember that one.
And then she finally married a guy on one of her films. I think he's a film producer or a cameraman or something, but his name is Danny Motor. That's who she's been married to since 2002, and she has 3 kids with.
And that's awesome. So 24 years of happy marriage.
Yes.
Because there was a period that I remember.
That was like you've got some interesting datings, 1 marriage and 2 failed engagements.
Yeah.
In that time frame.
Yeah. So I'm happy for her
All
now.
while having a successful career.
And that's the only reason I even wanted to bring it up was because normally I don't even get into their personal lives. But I was like, you know what? You covered the personal life of Julia because I knew it was at a happy point. So I knew we could talk about it and be happy for her. So moving on from her, we had Dermont Mulroney.
Does he have a cleft lip?
I think it looks like a scar.
Okay.
I think it's a scar. If you look at his IMDb, the guy's been acting since as long as Julia Roberts.
Oh, okay.
Like since the mid 80s.
The last thing I saw him in was New Girl.
So the last thing I saw him in was Scream 6.
So that is what his career has come to.
Is 3 years too long for a spoiler? Is it long enough for a spoiler?
It's been plenty of time.
Okay. He was one of the killers in the last Scream movie.
Dun, dun, dun.
Which really threw me off. I was like, really, Dermot? But it worked out because it really surprised me.
He's aged really well.
He has. He has. He looks
the gray
good.
looks good on him.
Yep. And he went gray early and kind of let it be gray.
Dark-haired people tend to do that.
Yeah. But he was known for like Young Guns. He's in one of our favorite Christmas movies, Family Stone. And he's really good at giving that loving look.
Yeah.
Like there was times when he looked at Julia in this movie and was like, man, I think this guy's kind of really in love with her.
Dude, the last scene with her, I thought he was going to have a panic attack.
Yeah.
That's what it genuinely looked like.
He's good at acting without saying words because there's plenty of times in Family Stone, same thing, where, that movie, spoiler alert for a movie that's 22 years old, he ends up with her sister. He shows up at the house with Sarah Jessica Parker. He ends up with, but you could tell the moment that he met the sister, like he's good at giving that I'm in love with this person look.
Good for him to have a look.
Yeah, he's got a good look and has mainly done like this kind of rom-com.
Maybe that's why he did Scream 6.
Maybe it was. He was like, you know what? I need to be a killer.
I need to diversify my portfolio a little bit here.
So something that surprised me with him, though. I love getting surprised by these people. He's like an accomplished cellist. And he plays the cello, which is like the big one that you hold.
It's not the instrument you see people excelling at.
So there's even one behind him at the wedding brunch excelling.
Thank you.
But listen to this. He played cello for the soundtracks of Mission Impossible 3.
What?
Mission Impossible 4, 2 of the Planet of the Apes movies, Jurassic World, Inside Out, Star Trek, a couple of the Star Wars movies, the Spider-Man movies, and Incredibles 2.
That's crazy.
And that's not even the full list. So when I say the guy's like an accomplished cellist, it's not just like, oh, I play. Like, he can play.
Wow.
I know. I thought that was really cool to find out about him. And I
feel like that's his, passion.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually glad that you didn't come across that so I could surprise you with that. But I just thought it was really interesting about him. Cameron Diaz. as Kim.
This is the beginning for her, isn't it?
It was.
I mean, I know Mask was her.
Mask was her first movie.
Yeah.
Like very first movie. But yeah, she had done a couple movies right after this, but this was her star on the rise.
There's those thin eyebrows that
Yeah.
we all loved so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even notice. But this was her star on the rise. And it
And her
was
face looks so real.
yeah. Yeah, was isn't she known for not doing like
I
plastic
don't know
surgery?
about that.
Oh, okay. I thought she was one of those like has
I'm
the
just
book
saying
all
it
about
looks.
aging naturally and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know about that, but
I'll have to
I
fact
just,
check that.
yeah, I don't know about that, but she just, I don't know, she's got like normal looking cheeks at that point and stuff because she didn't later on.
Yeah, no, she got a way more like thin and I don't know if athletic's the right word, but like she definitely lost like this. She still had like a baby fat
Yeah,
on her
yeah,
face,
yeah.
which was not a bad thing.
No, it
But
was just beautiful.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, this was like right when her star was rising, and you could tell which Julia Roberts handpicked Dermont Mulroney and Cameron Diaz for those parts.
Mm.
Like once she got the part, she was like, "That's who I want for this, and that's who I want for
I
this."
was a little afraid of Kimmy at first. She
How
seems
come?
kind of scary to me, like when she pulls the button in the elevator and her horrible driving and her obsessing, and we're going to be best friends right now. I'm like, whoa, this girl's intense. Something's about to go down with her.
The movie, I actually thought it when we were watching it today. The movie could have gotten really dark in that
Yes.
elevator scene.
Yeah.
Like I thought, like, is she about to like kill her? Like, what's going on here? Because it could have gone from being a rom-com to being a horror
Yes.
comedy really quickly. But Cameron Diaz was so good at this. She's so funny. This is the year right before There's Something About Mary.
Oh, okay.
And There's Something About Mary is the one that, yes, she was on the map. That's the one that put her on that superstar.
She has a name
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. And I loved her ammo in this movie, which at first it just seems like she's the kind of ditzy 20-year-old, young, naive, gonna quit school for this guy, gonna follow him wherever girl. She seemed like that girl, but then you figure out like towards the end that she was actually doing the whole thing of like keep your friends close and your enemies closer. The whole reason she was having Julia be her maid of honor, the whole reason she was doing all that was to keep an eye on her.
I'm betting she was a sorority sister.
I
She
could see
knew
that.
how to do it.
Yeah, I could see that. And then we've got like the guy that pretty much steals
Ah,
the movie.
George.
Rupert Everett as George was fantastic.
I would totally be his friend.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Not like Rupert, but George.
Yeah.
He's a good time.
Rupert may be fine.
He may be fine.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
saw
know.
some interviews with him. Seemed like a nice guy.
He seems like a lot of fun.
Mhm.
He cares so much about Jules to show up at least twice, go
Yeah.
with her crap that she
Brutally
has going
honest.
on. He is. He's brutally honest because Jules asks him the question when he says, just tell him you love him. Like, I mean, it is what it is. You're going to tell him. And she was like, what will he do? And he said, he's going to pick Kimmy. Like, he is just flat out honest with her. And I appreciate that about him. And that's why I loved him so much. He didn't sugarcoat it for her.
He was also another little part of his that I really like. He was also the voice of Prince Charming in the Shrek movies.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But no, he was really good in this
I loved
movie.
him.
Like he's maybe in the movie, I would say 20 minutes tops, more like probably 15 minutes. Of
You'll
screen
remember
time.
that musical number forever, won't you?
Yeah, but I'm saying like the 15 minutes of screen time, he comes in and like hits 3 home runs. Like the guy did great. But one thing about this movie, could have used a little bit of vid angeling.
Yes.
And we vid angeled it. And so we are an affiliate of VidAngel. So if you use our promo code MoviePick1215, it gets you 30 days free trial instead of 7. And what it allows you to do is like filter movies. You can filter out language or adult scenes or even violence, whatever bothers you. There's
And this movie in particular had language that we could.
It did. But another thing I like about it is it lets you house a lot of your already existing apps. Like we already have Prime and Netflix and Apple One and Peacock and Paramount. We have too many that I don't even know what we have.
Embarrassing amount.
Yes. But it puts all them together on one app. Like it's not every single movie, but it's a ton of their stuff. And it's a lot of times, thankfully, their most popular things like Stranger Things is on there. a lot of different shows and movies and all that.
I know Yellowstone's on there.
Yes. Now, who you had a thing that you were talking about that of people that read for parts
Oh yeah.
for this movie.
So why did I write that? Okay,
I'm
so
not sure.
yeah, sorry.
That's fine.
So some people that read for Kimmy:
Mm-hmm.
Drew Barrymore,
Okay.
Reese Witherspoon.
Oh yeah, should have been. She would have.
She would have been a good one.
Drew Barrymore was too much in the like. This is 97, so this was the year right after Scream, and it was. She could have played the part really well. I think it would have been really hard to see her as the young naive girl.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah.
Like she could have done it if you had your memory wiped of Drew Barrymore.
Isn't it funny that her and Cameron Diaz are like best friends?
Yeah, yeah, that's good. Okay, who else?
And then Michael. So the director was good friends with Russell Crowe and
Okay.
asked him to do it.
Okay,
And that did not work out in the end.
this was a pre-Gladiator Russell Crowe.
Gladiator was in the works, I believe.
Okay, yeah, because it came out in like 2000, but movies like that they do work on
Right.
for a couple of years.
I think he had already signed or was
Okay.
about to sign with that.
Yeah.
And then George.
Well, hang on. So Russell Crowe, this was right around. He did a movie called Virtuosity with Denzel Washington, where he was like the villain. But I couldn't have seen him in this
No.
as Michael. I don't see it.
It would have been a bad choice.
Was it the director that made the right call?
The director is who asked him to do it.
Oh, so it was they just didn't have good chemistry.
I guess.
Visually.
I'm not sure why it didn't work out,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
they just made the call not to do
we're
it.
better with Mulroney.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then for George,
Okay.
Julia Roberts made the suggestion that Benicio del Toro should be George.
He would have been really good.
I disagree.
If you saw,
It would have been weird.
No, he's good at being funny. There's a movie called The Fan with him that came out like a year before this with Wesley Snipes and Robert De Niro.
Okay.
And he's not funny in that movie, but it's right. Like I try to picture them in that time frame. He would have actually been fantastic as George, but it's Rupert Everett's part. Like
Yes.
Rupert Everett crushed it. Like there's nobody else that
I
could
just
have
feel
done
like with Benicio del Toro, that musical number would have been totally different.
it. Well, the accent would have worked really well though for him. I feel
And
in that part.
Oh, and I feel like George or Rupert Everett doing it, like he brings like a lovableness to the character.
Yeah, Benicio
I
has
don't
built
know
face.
I don't know that Benicio del Toro could have done that.
Yeah.
Given it that lovable
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah. Who was the other one you said for Michael? Or no,
No, that was the only one I said.
Reese Witherspoon was the other one you said for Kimmy.
That would have worked.
She would have done really well.
Yeah.
She would have looked really young because like 2 years later she still played a high schooler in a movie called Election with her and
Well, I
Matthew
mean,
Broderick.
she's supposed to be like 20
Yeah.
in this movie, so.
But I'm saying you want to talk about like the like chubby cheeks? Like she had the very young look at that point because she was in a movie called Fear, like right before
Yeah,
this.
with Mark Wahlberg.
Mm-hmm. And that was like right around the same time frame. So she would have looked really young because she was one of those like, I mean, even if you see her now, I think she's in like her early 50s.
She looks amazing.
She does. She still looks way younger. So I think she would have actually looked too young.
I'm going to follow her skincare commercials.
Yeah, me too. All right. So these aren't all like small. Are there any others? Sorry, before.
No.
Okay. These weren't all like small parts, but there were some like blink and you miss it
Oh, yeah.
parts of this movie.
Well, we already talked about the Nashville sister from 6 Feet Under.
Exactly. There was her. I can't remember her name. There was Christopher Masterson.
Yes, from Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes, but
He was Scotty.
do you know? So his real life brothers.
It's Danny Masterson.
Danny Masterson, who played Hyde on that 70s show, and then there was his other brother Jordan Masterson, was on Last Man Standing
Oh,
for
okay.
a long time. He was married to the oldest daughter on that show.
Okay.
And if you look at them, they all look alike. Like they all
Yeah.
have the same facial structure. And then another connection with Last Man Standing was a lady named Susan Sullivan, who played Michael's future mother-in-law in this movie, Kimmy's mom. She played Bonnie on Last Man Standing.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that because
Which was my girl Nancy Travis's mom.
she is also the mom from Dharma and Greg.
Is she really?
That's what I knew her
Oh, okay,
from
that's
when I
funny.
saw her on
That's
there.
funny. See, I
Like,
knew her
hey.
as Nancy Travis's mom. on Last
Yeah.
Man Standing. That's what I
And
did.
then we also talked about in one of your other podcasts, Kimmy's father-in-law. I
Mhm.
know him as the butler in one of the Mary-Kate and Ashley movies.
Yes.
It Takes Two.
Yes, Philip Bosco. I wrote down his name. He was Kimmy's dad in this
Yes.
movie. Had a small part, but good part, and
Yes.
played it well. But he was also in Hitch.
Yes.
He was Kevin James's boss in that.
And for my Gilmore Girl fans out there, Gypsy is the dressmaker for the bridesmaid's dress.
Yes, and I can't remember her
I
name.
mean, she's there less than 3 seconds.
This was her first movie.
Was it really?
Yeah, I saw that.
I knew who it was just by her accent.
Yeah. And then a guy named Emmett Walsh played Mike's dad.
Okay, yeah, I've seen him
And
in a couple of things.
he was in A Time to Kill in this time frame. He was in Christmas with the Cranks. He was like the
Oh, yeah.
neighbor. Yeah. And then a guy named Chelsea Ross, who I loved as a kid, played the minister. I think he only has one line.
I
And
don't know that
it's when they're at the, what was it, Barracuda restaurant. Like I think that was when they did the song, when they did the musical number.
the crab claws
Yes,
waving
yes.
in the air to the
Like,
music.
that's why I was like, this can't be the reception. Or this can't be the
It's
rehearsal.
rehearsal
No
dinner.
way. No way.
Yeah, you asked, is this rehearsal dinner?
Yeah, and then when they showed that, I
Shot
was like,
down quickly.
yeah, not for the guy that owns the White Sox. This is not where he's doing his rehearsal dinner. But he was the minister. I knew him from Major League.
Okay.
And I loved him in Major League. Like, he was so funny. He has a scene where he's talking to Charlie Sheen, 'cause he's a little bit older in that movie. And he's got all this stuff all over his chest in the movie. And Charlie Sheen's like, "What is all that?" And he's like, "I got, this right here. It helps with or Crisco. This helps with the slider. This helps with this." He's like, "And if the ump's all over me, just rub a little jalapeno in my nose and put a little snot on the ball." That's
Ew.
what I always think of that guy from. And then we have Paul Giamatti as the bellhop.
Yes.
And just anytime you see somebody like that, it's always fun to see somebody before they've made it.
I was about to say, I assume this is pre-Amazing Career.
Yes, because sometimes people show up like when Charlie Sheen showed up in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He was already Charlie Sheen. He was just doing that for the fun of it.
Yes.
When Paul Giamatti showed up in this movie, or like the girl you were talking about from Gilmore Girls, when they showed up, they were trying to make it at that point.
Yeah.
Like Paul Giamatti's still in the trying to get into movies at this point in time.
And that just shows you, I think, like, doesn't matter how old you are, you can keep going for your dream. You don't know when you'll make it.
Yeah. Well, and it was like 2 years later, he had a big part in Man on the Moon, the Jim Carrey, Andy Kaufman biopic, and that and a couple of other movies right then started putting him on the map when he started getting those kind of bigger supporting roles. But it's always fun to see somebody like in this part of it. So, what works to you about this movie? Like, what about this movie works? What makes it that movie that? Because there's 5,000 rom-coms to pick from, right? Like, what makes us return to My Best Friend's Wedding?
I can tell you it's not Julia Roberts' fashion choices in this movie. Like, she dresses, I'm all about some late 90s, early 2000s dressing, and it is not her shoulder pad loving sport blazer.
She's not always the best dresser in movies. I don't know if that's her or
I don't know.
her
Somebody's
stylist
not always picking well for
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Not that. I think it's the her franticness that everybody appreciates.
Sure.
Whether you like it or not, the musical number. I think George is the best thing ever. He really is. I think he makes this movie.
Well, and the obvious answer is Julia.
Yeah, her franticness.
But I'm saying
but we
Julia,
all know she's the bad guy.
Yes. So I have that written down. This movie, one thing that's interesting about it is your protagonist is the antagonist. Like the person that you're kind of
Rooting for.
Because I remember the first time I watched this movie was maybe 3 or 4 years ago. And I didn't know she didn't end up with the guy. And so the first time I watched it, I was actually like, whoa, why did I waste time watching this movie? It had to sink in a little bit. Because the whole time you're used to watching these movies and it following a certain formula, and the guy's going to get the girl or the girl's going to get the guy either way. And it didn't work out that way. But then when you watch it from the lens of, oh, I'm not rooting for Julia, I'm looking at it from the lens of Jules and Kimmy, which we'll get to that later. But if I'm looking at it from the lens of Jules and Kimmy, Kimmy's the better choice for
Yeah.
him, you know. But at the time, that's not always apparent. Like you're thinking of, well, I like Julia Roberts more than I like Cameron Diaz. Like I'm not saying that about me, but I'm just saying like
When you
in
feel like
general,
you relate
especially
and
when this movie came
resonate.
out. Yeah, yeah,
You relate to Julia Roberts in this and her franticness
right,
and
right,
just her realness.
yeah. But she carries this movie.
Yes.
Like, and she is one of those actresses or actors or whatever that when you walk by on their own screen, you just pay attention. Like there's a lot of actors that are that way to where when you walk by, you're just like, oh, I'm gonna see what's going on in this scene. Like if I walk by a movie and Brad Pitt's on the screen, I'm like, what's he doing? What's going on
But
here?
she can't work and can't make the story flow without the other
Sure,
characters.
sure. Well, that's all of them.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like some of them can, like Matt Damon carried The Martian. Um, but another thing to me that works about this is a guy named Ron Bass. The writing in this movie.
Oh, okay.
So listen to some of the other. He wrote Rain Man.
Good one.
hmm with Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman. He wrote Sleeping with the Enemy, so he'd already had a connection to Julia. He wrote this, obviously. He wrote Dangerous Minds, which was I loved that movie. That was a phenomenal movie to me when I was a kid. Had the Coolio Gangsta's Paradise song connected to it. And then he also wrote Stepmom.
Good
So you can see like he wrote really good movies that didn't always have that ending that you wanted necessarily, but it was just a really good ending. And he did a good job with just how he built his characters and how he did all that. Another thing that works for me about this movie, it has a great poster. Like I love movie posters. And I love movie posters that tell you everything you need to know about the movie on the poster. So if you really go and look at it, it's like Julia giving this like kind of scheming face, like a devious face,
hmm
and she's knocking the bride off of the wedding cake.
I never noticed that.
Yes. So like again, if you look at the poster, it tells you everything you need to know about the movie right there on the poster. Um also love Chicago as the backdrop of
Yeah.
this movie. Like
Did
when
some good sightseeing for you.
yes, when they go on their architecture tour or when they go on the boat, that's one of the main things I want to do when I go to Chicago is take a boat like that and do the architecture tour. And there's nowhere else where I've ever said I want to do an architecture tour.
No.
That's the only place. And just the buildings, everything about the city, going to the White Sox game, everything about that is cool to me.
You were
And
stressed for a lot of the portions of the movie. Like she was stressed and you didn't know who you were rooting for,
yeah,
but it had a lot of the comedy that you needed.
yes, oh yeah, and that was one of my next points was Rupert Everett.
Well, yes, he brings a lot of that, but also the karaoke scene.
hmm
I think
hmm
that's where our son Jared started paying attention when Kimmy started singing. He was like, "Ugh."
Well, and Evie, our daughter, she was loving that scene.
Yes.
Like she was dying laughing at it. But another thing, the ending is one of the things that ultimately works about this movie. Where the first time I watched, it, I was like, "Whoa, Julia's supposed to get the guy. Like she's the main character in this movie. She's supposed to get the guy." But the other thing that works about it, like in the long run, is that she doesn't get the guy. And did you know that there's actually an alternate ending?
Oh
Oh
no.
yes. So the alternate ending had another actor in it. And so the other actor was a guy named John Corbett. Heard of him?
No.
You have. He's the main guy in my Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, yeah, I like him.
So he was actually in this movie. And
Okay.
he shows up and is like introduced as her love interest, I think, at the wedding.
As Julia Roberts' love interest?
Yes. And so George did not come back in the original ending.
Oh, see, I wish George was straight.
Well, so they changed it to where they got rid of him.
Okay.
They complete. I mean, obviously, when you watch the movie, you don't see John Corbett at all. But they got rid of his character because test audiences didn't like it as much and wanted more George. And so that's why they brought George back for that final scene. Instead of her being introduced to a love interest, it was more like her just being okay with herself
Yeah.
and being happy with herself.
You know, I just now thought of this. I bet the reason that you don't like Runaway Bride is that the wrong guy won.
I don't even remember.
I
I've
bet you
seen it
that's why.
once.
Like, you know, in this movie that Julia Roberts should not win the guy.
Okay.
Like, she's going about it all
Right.
wrong.
Right.
Like, no, you're ruining other people's lives and other people's happiness. Like, you know that she's doing wrong.
Yeah.
In Runaway Bride, her and Richard Gere, spoiler alert, get together. They're ruining people's lives by doing so.
Are they? I don't even remember.
Like,
Here's
you know,
the thing.
she in Runaway Bride, you know, she's supposed to marry Bob, and literally the day before, or 2 or 3 days before, you know, admits she's in love with Richard Gere, and they're the ones who are getting married or supposed to get married. So I think that's why you don't like it.
Well, no, I figured out my deal with Richard Gere.
Oh,
We've
so it's
talked.
Richard
We've
Gere.
talked about this before. I like serious gear. Give me primal fear gear. Do not give me.
Rom-com gear.
I don't like. It's no offense to the guy because I've figured I like his serious movies. I think he's a good serious actor. I don't like him in rom-coms. So I think that's just it.
Okay.
I think he pulls it off in Pretty Woman because he's supposed to be more the serious character.
Okay.
I think in Runaway Bride, I do remember thinking it was a little sillier than what I saw him be. But
Sorry.
no, you're good. That's what we're here to talk about. So questions this movie brings up. Is 28 not kind of young as a cutoff for marriage desperation? Like that was their
Yeah,
date.
that they had said if we're not married by 28.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe they're in their heads thinking biological clocks, 30s, you know, stuff like that. Which in real life, Julia Roberts didn't start having kids till she was like 37.
Yeah, that's what I
And
mean.
then
Like
had one at 39. So I mean,
28 just
biological
felt young.
clock worked just great.
28 just felt kind of young to say, like, if we're not married by 28, we're gonna get
What an
together.
odd number, because it's usually 30.
Yes, that's why it just like every time they say, I'm like, wait, did I hear that right? Did they say 28? Another question: how sloppy is Michael? Like when they're talking about him in the elevator,
That he smokes cigars in bed.
cigars in bed, all the snoring and the phlegm thing that she's talking about, and the slurping the soup. I'm like, is this guy like an 85-year-old man? Like, what are we talking about here? Like it amazed me. I'm like, I look at this guy, and this seems like a
It's that mysterious scar on his lip. That's what it is. They're
yeah, and the
like,
Reeboks for dinner and stuff. I'm like, this looks like a handsome, well put together man.
Hey,
Like I don't
these
see
days
this.
Reeboks would look great at dinner.
Not 97. And that's what I'm saying. Like they're talking about him like he's this old man that is like one step away from retiring and moving to Florida.
Maybe they should take him to a doctor for that type of snoring. I think he probably already needed his CPAP.
He has, he definitely had some sleep apnea going on. Does Michael lead her on?
Yes.
100%.
He always wanted her
Yeah.
to be there, you know. And I think that, you know, like I said at the end of the movie, when you see him about to have a panic attack and she is giving them their song on loan, and the way that he looks at her and stuff, like,
Yeah. So I wrote down some evidence for the fact that Mike actually wants Jules. I think about that night all the time
yes.
when she says talking about Tucson. He's
Uh,
like, but that's not what I'm calling about. Like you don't say that.
No.
The
Also,
airport.
at
I'm sorry.
at his wedding, he comes back just to hug her. I'm sorry. When all this has gone down at your wedding,
Yeah.
where she's admitted all of these things, your wife probably doesn't want to see you with her.
Well, she's probably not even gonna let her give a speech.
No.
Probably
no,
not
no,
gonna
no, no.
even let her. Actually,
She might let her be at the wedding.
I think that might be time to bow out. Possibly. I don't know.
Well, that's what a respectful person will
Yeah.
do.
But even like when they meet at the airport, like the collision where they kind of run into each other, like I don't know, just everything. He told her he was jealous when he found out that she was engaged to George.
Yeah.
You don't say that. He has to spend time alone with her. Takes her on the boat ride where he talks about moments passing you by, then starts singing to her and dancing with her.
Their song.
Exactly. And then at the brunch, he kisses her back. Like, it would have been easy to be like, whoa, no. You know, when Kimmy walks up and sees them kissing, it would have been easy to just say, nope, and just push her away. Like, that's what you got to do in that moment. And so that got messed up. And he was 100% leading her on. And we're going to get to how I think their marriage turns out later on. All right. So I looked up, like, she calls him. He calls her on a Wednesday and says, I'm getting married this Sunday."
Was this a shotgun wedding,
Could have been.
or was this he didn't want to tell her till the last minute?
I think it was a shotgun wedding. I think they were just like, "Whoa, let's get married." Um, but listen to this. So, traditional 4-day wedding events can include these things. Day one, arrivals and welcomes. So that's like your friends and family coming in, often gathering for like a casual welcome dinner or drinks, is what it says. This is according to ChatGPT.
Okay.
Day two is cultural traditions, potentially followed by a rehearsal dinner. Day three is the main event, which is the wedding ceremony and the reception. And then day four is a farewell brunch.
Yes.
So that's like the 4-day.
Actually, so I used to work at a golf club and did formal weddings and stuff. And we would often do the rehearsal dinner, the wedding reception, and the brunch before all the out of towners leave. And let me just say, like, in like an hour wedding and stuff, like maybe 40 people. You're talking about your bridal party, their significant other,
Yeah.
and your pastor, your parents.
Like for your rehearsal dinner.
Yes, for your rehearsal dinner. You go to these rehearsal dinners and it's like well over 100 people
No,
at
we
these
couldn't
things.
afford that. So.
No, like it was crazy. It was crazy. And the brunch the next day is like the reception all over again, just different foods.
No. Do we think Kimmy's parents would be this supportive of her quitting
No.
school?
She is a junior in college.
Yeah.
She is going to be on the road. I'm glad you brought this up. I've been thinking about it. She's going to be on the road with her husband in his sports writing career. She's given up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. And the fact that they're getting married so quickly and they're just like 100% so supportive. No.
And maybe there was a longer engagement, and maybe there's a line we missed about that.
Maybe there's some scenes they cut out we didn't know about.
Maybe, but either way, I don't think they're supportive of her quitting school and just traveling with him wherever he needs to go.
A man that's 9 years older than her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 'cause she's really young.
Yeah, it's 9 years.
Yeah. So, this is another thing I think that Kimmy was very skilled and very sneakily conniving on. Is anyone really that bad at karaoke? I think she knew that by being that bad, it was kind of endearing.
I don't know. She looked really scared.
I think it was an act.
You think so?
I think Kimmy knew what she was doing. She knew the whole time. I think when you watch this movie with a different lens of Kimmy knows what's up. Kimmy knows what's going on. So I think she knew the whole time, like, okay, now that I'm having to do karaoke, I'm going to do it bad. And he's going to appreciate just how bad it is.
Maybe she's done it before in her college days and at her sorority.
Possibly.
I've only been to karaoke a couple of times. I've never been to an actual karaoke bar, but we all have our songs that we know we can do.
Yeah.
We're good at.
Yeah.
I think that and this may be, and I'm just
I actually don't have a song, but yeah.
Do you not? I'm
No.
going to make you one.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just ignorant to it. But I think that there should be a spin of the wheel and you just get what you're given and see what you can do and go with it. Our daughter is watching the scene of the karaoke and she's cracking up and she's freaked out by it and how bad she is. And I'm like, I'm trying to explain to her, like, it's okay to be bad at karaoke. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
But our daughter is such a perfectionist
Yeah.
that I'm afraid that she would never try it because she may not be good at it.
Right.
So I think we should practice some karaoke. And then, like I said, have a wheel and it spins and you don't know what song you're going to get and you just go with it.
That's funny. So on the boat, let's talk about that boat scene again a little bit.
I honestly could have cut the boat scene.
No, big scene. That's a big pivotal scene in the movie.
Yeah.
Had she said, "I love you," when he's talking about moments passing by, do you think he would have dropped Kim right then? I think he was fishing.
You think so?
I think he was fishing. Why else would he do that? Why else would he say, "I need to get some time alone with you. I was jealous of seeing you with that guy. Let's go for a romantic boat ride."
Even if he said in that moment that he's going to drop Kimmy,
yeah,
he would have changed his mind the moment he got off the boat. He kind of fly by the seat of his pants kind of guy is what he seems like to me.
I think he was flip-flopping a little bit.
Yeah.
I think he was flip-flopping. So, how did you think the movie would end? First time can you remember back? Because I can remember my first
I
time.
mean, I
'cause it was a few
definitely
years
thought
ago.
Julia Roberts was going to get the guy.
100%. Yeah. If
You
you're
thought Kimmy
Michael,
was a weakling as well, so you didn't see her winning.
yeah. And what I liked was they did it well. They introduced her, and she was not annoying, right? Like she was truly sweet, and so it wasn't like that. Should have been the first clue too that Julia's not going to win, because usually in those roles, it turns out that like the Kimmy character is secretly cheating. And so then you're justified by rooting for Julia in that moment. But
Mhm.
none of that stuff was going on. You know, like she was willing to follow him to Sacramento or San Antonio, depending on who won whatever series. Like she was willing to do all those things just because she was like, I've been everywhere I need to go. I want to be with the man I love. So she truly was, besides wanting to quit school, making good decisions that a spouse should make for
Right.
their significant other. But if you're Mike, who do you choose?
That's such a hard question.
It
I
is.
wish you would have prepped me with that
It
one.
is. Yeah.
Because Kimmy is giving him that loyalty that he wants, and
Mhm.
she adores him. Who doesn't love to be adored?
Yeah.
And he's done the thing with Jules before, and it hasn't worked.
Yeah, because and I remember one of the pivotal scenes when they were talking was at the White Sox game. Back to baseball.
And she didn't like to be touched.
Yes, because he said, when I hug her, she doesn't pull away.
Yeah, she wants affection and wants to be told. Kimmy's like, when you love somebody, you just tell them right then.
hmm
And Jules wasn't those things for him. She was very critical of his career.
Well, she's a food critic, so she's critical of everything. Great job, by the way. Like, I would be terrible at it because I like everything, but
The
man,
last
what a
two
cool job.
times that you and I have done a podcast, you've mentioned test audiences. I
Yeah.
think that should have been your real career.
Oh,
Right
nah.
there.
I'd be bad at it.
Why?
I'd be so bad at it. 'Cause I like too many things.
I don't know. I think you would have been good
I would
at
have
it.
told him to cut that first scene.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
See, that's what I
guys,
mean. That's what I'm
get rid of
saying.
that.
You would have been like, cut this.
Yeah.
Cut this.
Yeah. And I think people would have thanked me. They'd be like, you know what? That's 3 minutes of my life I just got back. I've got time to go pop popcorn now. Because
So
I
I
got
can get
3
to the
minutes of
real story that actually has something to do with this movie.
Yes, I mean, yeah. Anyway, so couple of big questions from this movie is who would you have chosen? But
I'm gonna go with Kimmy,
yeah,
just to let you know.
yeah, okay. I think we'll get to it.
Okay.
Would Kimmy? This is a big question from the movie too. You brought this up. Would she ever actually be in the normal bathrooms
No.
at a White Sox game?
No. Even at the, when they get to, all the groomsmen and stuff get to go to the White Sox game, they're in a suite.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you have been to suites at MLB stadiums, but it's not in the regular people section with the regular people bathrooms or regular people concession stands.
No.
So I don't see Kimmy, when she goes to find her, is sitting in the public bathrooms of an MLB White Sox game.
So we had a funny one. We just went to a baseball game this past week to a new stadium, and it was in Houston. And we walk in, and men's restrooms are built differently than women's, but those public restrooms aren't always the best when it's like for a big arena like that. And these urinals did not have dividers at all.
Oh, like
So
a trough.
Well, no, the urinals were divided, but usually there's like a little wall in between. And when I walked in, I could tell that our son was like, I don't want to do this. it was it was very funny, but I was just like, just look straight. That's all you do. You just look straight. That's all you do the
Women
whole
don't
time.
have that
Yeah,
problem.
women don't have that problem. But I thought about that when we were watching this. Does the marriage last?
No.
Not at all. Here's a couple of reasons why. Kimmy admitted that she wanted to go back to school. Kimmy admitted that she wants him to work for her dad. That comes up again later.
Yeah.
And when that comes up, who do you think Michael's calling?
As I said previously, when Jules loans their song at Michael's reception and
Yeah.
he almost has the panic attack looking at her, and the fact that when they're leaving to go to their honeymoon, he turns around and goes and finds her in the crowd and hugs her goodbye. They talked about that in the limo, my friend.
I think this is a 2-week marriage.
I'm going to give it longer than that, but Kimmy's dedicated to make this work.
Okay.
Maybe not Michael.
They're maybe separated for a year before the divorce actually goes through.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, like, he's running back to Jules really quick, which is why they didn't want the whole John Corbett scene.
Yeah, they need her to stay single.
Yes. Yes, they needed her to stay single. Because should this movie have gotten a sequel?
Like, what would be the sequel? If it's
Well-
not about George, I'm not interested.
It would have been all the returning cast.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Because here's the crazy thing. There is talk of a sequel right now for this movie. And
I bet you. Okay, in the sequel world, I'm betting that Michael and Kimmy stay together, even though you and I believe that is not true. Their child and Jules's child is going to get married.
oh, that's funny.
And we don't know who Jules's husband's going to be because she's probably on her third marriage by then.
Probably John Corbett. I bet they
You
bring
think?
him.
Nah.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
That's my imaginary sequel.
Little bit, just a one piece of trivia before we move on to our competitions.
Okay.
This one's a really good one. So the opening scene wedding dress, the opening scene that I don't like.
Yes.
That's the same dress worn by Jennifer Aniston in the pilot episode of Friends.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So I thought that one was really good.
Oh, can we just take a moment? You didn't notice it as much, but me and our daughter did. And
Oh, yeah.
Cameron Diaz's wedding dress
Yeah.
is absolutely hideous. It has like
Those are things women notice.
face sleeves.
Yeah.
It was weird. And flowers coming out the back.
And so I thought Julia Roberts' dress was pretty.
I thought it was.
Okay. I didn't know if it was
Yeah,
or
I
if I
liked
was
it.
wrong.
I mean, the Nashville cousins, no.
No, those were terrible.
Yes.
Terrible dresses. All right. Most 1997 moment. Cannot be technology. I've got some nominees here. Cannot be technology. Because technology always looks old,
Yeah.
no matter
Cell phones and
Yeah.
stuff.
Her suits,
Yes.
which are now back in
Yes.
style. That kind of looser fit is kind of now back in.
And she had the crop top
Yeah.
on and at one point.
Yeah. Yeah, and those are different
back.
style, but those are back in. Here's a funny little thing I saw in an interview. Dermot and Julia went out karaokeing one night, like legitimately, the two of them. This is a very 1997 thing. They used fake names as Tom and Nicole.
Nobody would know what that
Like
is.
now, that's a very 97 thing now. And if you don't know, that's Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman because they were married for like 10 years back in the 90s. A lot of people that were listening wouldn't even know that reference. Indoor smoking,
Yeah.
which
yeah.
she did get in trouble for in the hallway.
She did. It was
But-
a non-smoking floor.
Yes, but seeing so much smoking like she smokes a ton in this movie.
Yes.
Or the name drop of Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt, and the White Sox actually being relevant.
Okay. You got a little too nerdy on me there.
Huh?
Who's Frank Hurt?
Frank Thomas,
Frank Thomas.
the Big Hurt.
Okay.
Big Hurt.
Who's that?
Hall of Famer.
Oh,
That
okay.
played for the White Sox.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to go with that one.
Yeah. Remember, this is baseball month.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I didn't know that one.
Yeah. So, most 97 moment out of all those, or any others that you can think of.
I've got two.
Okay.
I do love the Tom and Nicole one.
Yeah.
But that isn't in the movie.
No, it's not.
So what I'm going to pull from the movie that's most 1997
Mm-hmm.
at the karaoke bar.
Mm-hmm.
The first guy that you see that's doing
yeah.
karaoke.
Kind of looks like Eminem.
He is wearing a hideous, oversized button-down short sleeve shirt,
Yeah.
way oversized,
Yeah.
with a vest that's
Yeah.
unbuttoned.
Yeah. Rocking it.
That's 97.
Rocking it. Chandler Bing style.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah. All right. I can't help it. I love the Tom and Nicole thing.
Yes.
Even though it's not part of the movie, it is part of the movie because it was the actors. So I'm going with that. Like, that was great. Like, when I heard them say that, I was like, oh, that's fantastic. I didn't even have that in the competition until I listened to that interview. All right. Which guy of these? I have 4 nominees. One of them's really interesting that I did have listed on here. 4 nominees of guys who could have played Michael really well.
Not Russell Crowe.
Not Russell Crowe. Dylan McDermott was one of them. I had
Okay.
him listed. Matthew McConaughey,
Okay.
Brendan Fraser, or Paul Rudd. They're all about, I fact checked all this. They're all about the same age as Julia Roberts.
Paul Rudd's too lovable. No.
Yeah, 'cause you kind of
Can you
needed
say it one more time? You said Matthew McConaughey, Paul Rudd,
Brendan Fraser
Brendan Fraser.
and Dylan McDermott.
If he's supposed to be more serious, I'm going to go Dylan McDermott.
Okay. I kind of think Brendan Fraser would have done a really good job with that
I
part.
think he's got too much of a silly, goofy face that he does.
No, when he tries to be serious, like in The Mummy and stuff, like I know in The Mummy is kind of it's not a horror comedy. It's a little bit of a comedy.
I just don't see Brendan Fraser giving that love look like
It would have been a different movie.
Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah. Well, Dermot gave the like longingly.
Yeah. He just does it well.
Gave it more to Julia than to Kimmy. But anyway, or Jules. Sorry.
Paul Rudd would be too funny.
Yeah. All right. Favorite scene.
Oh.
They cannot be music related.
Ah.
Favorite scene. Michael breaking the news to Jules and her just like falling out. Just the total shock of the
Yeah, I
whole
love
thing.
that.
Yeah. The baseball scene with the whole "I've got moves you don't know about" line and them
You've
talking.
never seen. Excuse me. You've never seen.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. And then them talking over to the side. And her flirting with his brother, which I thought was really funny. Watching the brother.
Yes.
Because the brother was so excited.
Yes.
Like, I remember being that kid. It made me think of being like 15 and when you go out to eat with your parents and the waitress would not really flirt, but maybe give you a little extra attention. And I was
You're like, she likes me.
yeah, like I had any chance in the world. The dinner when Jules thought she had broken them up over the job offer. I love the camera work in that scene. So, it's like showing Dermot to one side and it's showing Julia on the other side, but it's showing them both clearly, which takes a different type of camera work where one does it show it blurry. So I just love that scene because of the camera work. The George intro to Michael and all the way through the cab and to the church and like meeting Kimmy and just really playing it up.
That wins.
Yeah.
That wins.
I have the love confession and Michael chasing Kim and Jules chasing Michael. Like I do love that when, and she's on the phone with George and he's like, so he's chasing Kimmy. She's like, yes. And you're chasing Michael. She's like, yes. He's like, and no one's chasing you. Like, it's funny, but also like getting the point across to her.
Yes. That's why he's such a good friend.
And then I do love the scene, Kimmy confronting Jules at the game and Jules admitting defeat. Like, just that whole scene.
No.
So
George
what's your
wins.
favorite?
George wins.
George. So George,
like
the
when
intro.
he's messing with her in the cab and she's like smacking him away,
Yes.
like, stop it.
It's so, and then his introduction to Kimmy, everything.
Kimmy's family and all of them screaming. But also, I want to throw in there at the end when George shows up at the wedding and he's describing her
That is a great
perfectly.
scene.
And she was like, wait a minute. I didn't tell you, George, I did not tell you that my dress was lavender.
Yeah.
And he's still there for her, knowing that this is going to be heartbreaking for her and just being that good friend and making her laugh and being there with her in her time of need.
Yeah.
So
No, that is a
that's
great
winner
scene.
too.
That's a great scene. Yeah. My favorite though is George's intro to Michael.
Yes.
Like that just that whole, and it's like boom, boom, boom. It's like the intro to him at the tailor shop, and then it's at the church, and then
He's gonna make her pay.
Yeah.
He's gonna make her pay for
And that's what I love too. Because he's obviously like they're really close friends. Because that's only something a close friend would do to someone else. All right. Which sitcom couple, since this movie did not work out the way that everyone thought it would from looking at the poster and knowing a Julia Roberts movie is coming, which sitcom couple made you the most nervous that it wouldn't work? And I have some nominees here for you.
Are you going to put Ross and Rachel on there?
I even have moments. Okay.
They were on a break.
Ross and Rachel, when they were on a break, did you think it would ever work out again for them?
Yes.
Well, no, there's 3 other nominees.
Okay.
Jim and Pam when she rejected him on Casino Night. Jesse and Becky when Jesse got stuck in the tree trying to get to the wedding. He almost chickened out. Zach and Kelly when she fell for Jeff, the Max's new manager.
Rushing.
There's 4 hard ones right there. Which one made you the most nervous that in the end of that show that it would not work out?
Pam and Jim.
Really?
Yes. I was so scared.
Yeah. At the time, for me, it would have been Zach and Kelly. Because I got mad anytime that Kelly was like with any other guy. I was like, no. You belong with our guy, Zach. Get with Zach.
Were you a Zach fan?
Oh, 100%.
I was a Slater fan.
Yeah, no, I was a Zach guy.
Mm.
Zach. But all of these, besides Jesse and Becky, like they were the one where you knew it would work.
Yes.
I just wanted to mention them for the fun of it. But all of these, because in the British version of The Office, the Jim character does not get the Pam. And I had seen that before I ever saw
scary.
the American one, or before I'd seen the end of them. So I thought like, oh, this may actually not work out. So all of those fell into that list except for Jesse and Becky. All right. There's a reason I said no music. Best musical number or your favorite musical number
Ever?
in this movie.
Oh, there's more than one?
Yeah. Yes. Listen to all these. So the opening music,
Yes, the fun
the
dance.
wishing and hoping. I've got all the songs listed out. The karaoke. I just don't know what to do with myself. By Kimmy. The Bury the Cuda dinner with Say a Little Prayer.
I did not know that's the name of the restaurant.
That's the name of the restaurant. Bury the Cuda. Like bury the name, the Cuda.
You need to take me there.
Yeah. It was actually a former Joe's Crab Shack. I looked that up. Yeah. The Helium Singers.
Oh, yes.
Singing
they were
Annie's
so proud of
song. You didn't realize there was that much music in this. Yeah. Jules giving Kim and Michael their song, The Way You Look Tonight. Or the final dance with George when he gets the guy to do Say a Little Prayer for You. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nominations on this one.
Listen, let's be clear. I just need a shirt that says Team George.
So it's the Bury the Cuda.
Well, of course.
Yeah, it is. It's the winner. But there were so many. So
that was more than I thought.
What would be number 2 then? If we know Bury the Cuda is the clear number 1, what's the number 2?
Evie really liked the brothers and the helium. Or
Yeah.
the brother doing the helium song.
It was funny. I think story-wise, the best one was Jules giving Kim because that was like her telling him, "Here, y'all have this. I'm done."
Well, she actually said loan.
Yeah.
So
She did say loan. That's true. Ooh, that's true.
There's more room for your sequel.
Yeah, she did say loan.
And we all know
It's like I'm really only loaning you my man too. Like I'll see y'all in 3 weeks.
Yes.
That's funny.
And we all know that you are not going to pick the first number.
No, there's no way.
And wishing.
No, there's no. I was just mentioning all of them.
You're doing your job.
Nothing wrong with those ladies. They didn't do a bad job. It was just unnecessary. All right. So now we're to the part where the eggs get really scrambled.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The Julia Roberts Mount Rushmore.
Oh,
because you and I have already
worked hard on this.
Yeah, and you and I have already both done baseball movies.
Yes.
So we're not going to do our baseball movie Mount Rushmore. We're doing Julia Roberts. So you want to go first, or would you like for me to go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Okay. So.
And I want your outside looking in also.
What does that mean?
Like ones that you love, but they didn't make the top 4.
My honorable mentions.
Yes,
right?
honorable mentions. Yes.
Okay. Runaway Bride. Honorable mention.
Not on my list.
Notting Hill. Honorable mention.
That hurts.
Oh, your face of surprise just then. All right, are you ready for my Mount Rushmore? Those are my honorable mentions.
I don't know if I can move on from that. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Still Magnolias.
Okay.
Stepmom.
Okay.
Pretty Woman.
Yep.
Aaron Brockovich.
Yep. All right. So we have one of those in common.
One?
One of those.
Okay.
Yeah. So here are my honorable mentions.
Okay.
Pretty Woman. Because that is the movie that put her on the map.
Honestly, and this is really inappropriate. I used to quote that movie a lot when I was like a preschooler.
There's only 2 reasons that movie does not make my Mount Rushmore for Julia Roberts. One is it is so crude. 2 is Richard Gere rom-com. Like those are the 2 reasons.
Distaste for him.
I do love Jason Alexander, even though he's a sleazeball in the movie. George from Seinfeld, I love him in that movie. Honorable mention for me, August Osage County.
Oh yeah, that is weird. That's a good one, but a weird one.
It's a weird one, but it's such a good part by her. And if you look at like the list of actors in that movie, now it is on VidAngel, but I think it's got a ton of bombs in that movie. But I mean, you've got Meryl
Meryl
Streep,
Streep.
Julia Roberts, Benedict Cumberbatch.
I need to watch it again.
What was it? Julianne Lewis or Julie? Is it Juliet?
It's
Juliette Lewis. But I mean, it's just like the cast is so good that I remember we went to theaters to see that, and I just enjoyed watching those people act. Like I was like, these are some of the best at what they do that are all in this scene together. Sleeping with the Enemy is on my outside looking in. Loved that one when I was a kid. Stepmom is on the outside looking in. I did enjoy that movie.
Can't believe you.
Pelican Brief is another one that's on the outside.
I've seen that.
It's good. It's really good. Now this one I had a hard time putting it in her Mount Rushmore because I just didn't know if it counted enough as her movie, but I went with Ocean's 11.
I don't count that as hers.
But I just don't know if it counts as her movie. Erin Brockovich, because she's so good in that movie. And that's also the only way to watch that for me is it is VidAngelable. This movie is in her Mount Rushmore for me. And so is the number one for me is Notting Hill.
Notting Hill.
I love
Notting Hill. We
Notting
had two in common then.
Yeah. What do we have in common? Brockovich and
no, just kidding. Just one.
Because you didn't put this one in there.
No.
Yeah.
Notting Hill is in my honorable mention.
Yeah. Yeah. So so that was a fun one. Hopefully
Have
this
you
podcast.
seen Still Magnolias?
I've
Guess what we're watching later.
I'm not watching that movie.
Why?
I don't watch The Good Dinosaur for good reasons. I'm not watching Still Magnolia for good reasons. I don't have to see it to know what happens. I've seen it once. That was enough. It's not one I'm going to return to. Like there's absolutely no shot.
We'll see.
Yeah. Well, thank you for going to my best friend's wedding with me.
You're welcome.
All right.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to bump us up in the algorithms. You can send my dad any suggestions of movies you'd like for him to cover at themoviepick@aol.com. Thank you for listening.